In the heart of the vibrant town of Adebuka, there was a woman named Adanna, renowned for her mesmerizing braids that seemed to hold a hidden power. Her salon, Adanna's Crown of Beauty, was always bustling with eager clients, both locals and outsiders, seeking the transformation only she could provide. Each braid she wove was a work of art, but beneath the surface lay a darker secret. Adanna wasn't just styling hair, she was stealing lives. Her braids were no ordinary creations. They were enchanted, bound by an ancient and malevolent force passed down through generations. With every strand she wove, Adanna siphoned the luck, fortune, and happiness of those who sat in her chair. To the unknowing eye, her clients were simply gaining beauty and allure. But in truth, their lives were slipping into ruin, while Adanna's grew ever more prosperous. Adanna was not just a gifted hairdresser, she was a predator in disguise. Her braids were more than just an art form, they were a tool of manipulation, carefully crafted to steal the luck, fortune, and happiness of anyone who wore them. Her salon was always full, with clients eager to experience the beauty and transformation she promised. But those who wore her braids didn't realize they were walking into a trap. Each time someone sat in her chair, they unknowingly gave up a piece of themselves. Whether it was a small fortune lost or a great love slipped away, Adanna's magic had a price. She never cared for the transformation she wrought in her clients' lives, she only cared for the power she gained from it. As her influence grew, so did her insatiable hunger for more. Clients would walk in with dreams and hopes, only to leave shattered, their lives forever changed for the worse. Meanwhile, Adanna basked in her beauty and power, unaware that the very force she wielded was one she couldn't see. She understood the delicate art of draining the luck of others, an art she had perfected over the years. Each woman who entered Adanna's Crown of Beauty would leave with a radiant new look, but they would also leave with a piece of their soul stolen, replaced by emptiness and misfortune. For Adanna, it was an exchange she found irresistible, beauty for misery. One such woman was Mama Ngozi, a promising entrepreneur who came to Adanna seeking a new look to launch her upcoming business. Mama Ngozi was at the height of her success, her company was flourishing, and her personal life was full of hope. But after Adanna braided her hair, everything began to change. At first, it was small things, clients pulled out of contracts, investments started failing, and the passion Mama Ngozi once felt for her business started to fade. As days passed, Mama Ngozi's fortunes crumbled, and she sank into despair, unaware of the sinister bargain she had made. Despite her decline, Mama Ngozi kept coming back to Adanna, believing that a new look would turn her luck around. Little did she know that each time she sat in the chair, she was handing over more of her fortune to Adanna, who grew more radiant and prosperous with each new braid. As Adanna's power increased, her beauty and success grew to unnatural heights. She lived in opulence, her business thriving beyond anything she could have dreamed. But her once innocent desire to help others had long been replaced by greed. Each braid was no longer just about making someone beautiful, it was about feeding her insatiable hunger for power. Adanna became a master manipulator, drawing in clients from far and wide with promises of beauty, only to leave them broken, their luck stolen. Chijioke, a local shopkeeper, was another of Adanna's victims. He came to her with a simple request for a new style, hoping to impress his fiancée. But after leaving Adanna's Crown of Beauty, Chijioke found himself losing his business, his relationship falling apart, everything not working out for him. It wasn't long before strange tales began to swirl around the village of Adebuka. People whispered about Uchechi, a vibrant university graduate who had just landed her dream job in Abuja. After getting her hair braided at Adanna's Crown of Beauty, she lost the job within a week, her emails went missing, her confidence faltered, and her boss, once impressed, suddenly found her unfit. Then came Amarachi, a trader known for her booming business in the market. After a visit to Adanna's salon, her sales plummeted. Customers avoided her, her goods spoiled mysteriously, and even her closest friends began to distance themselves. The pattern was impossible to ignore, but no one dared speak against Adanna. She was too powerful, too untouchable. She wore her success like a crown, expensive lace wrappers, gold jewelry, perfumes from abroad. Who could ever accuse the queen of braids? But one woman, Ifeoma, a single mother and local herbalist, started putting the pieces together. She had seen too many women leave Adanna's shop with hope in their eyes, only to come crying weeks later. And then there was her daughter, Chimamanda, who had visited Adanna before a scholarship interview, only to fail despite being top of her class. Ifeoma knew magic when she saw it. She began to watch. To study. She noticed that Adanna always burned something before opening her salon, a strange, sweet-smelling herb that didn't grow anywhere in Adebuka. She saw Adanna braid with unnatural speed, her fingers moving like they were guided by spirits. And she saw how the braids shimmered in the sunlight, not with oil, but with power. Then, one night, Adanna vanished. Her shop was locked. The sign above it was gone. Inside, the mirrors were shattered, the braiding chairs empty. No trace of her. No farewell. No clue. And just like that, Adanna and her cursed braids disappeared from Adebuka. But the damage had been done. The women she touched were never quite the same. Some said they saw her in another village. Others believed she had returned to the spirit world from which she came. Ifeoma knew the truth: Adanna's power had grown too dark, too dangerous. And when the spirits demand balance, they always collect. Always been a village that feared quietly, until now. The whispers had grown louder, braver, desperate. They had seen this before in Adanna. And they knew what came next, a trail of broken souls and twisted fates. But unlike before, someone was ready this time. His name was Obinna, a quiet, soft-spoken traveler who returned to Adebuka after years of studying with seers in the north and priests along the Osun River. No one knew his real mission. They thought he had come home to bury his mother. But Obinna had come for something else. To end what Adanna began. He was barely 10 when his elder sister, Ngozi, sat in Adanna's chair. She was never the same again, her dreams withered, her laughter disappeared, and within a year, she took her own life. Obinna never forgot. And he swore he would never allow another to fall. When he saw Chimamanda walking through the village, her braids shimmering like sunlight on oil, he knew. She had the mark. The same eerie calm. The same detached stare. The same quiet storms trailing behind her. One evening, he found Ifeoma in her compound, watching Chimamanda from behind the curtain. Her hands trembled, holding the same scroll her grandmother once hid from the world. "She's changing," Ifeoma whispered. "And I don't know if I can save her." Obinna stepped forward. "Then let me try." That night, Chimamanda dreamed of fire and feathers. A voice, not Adanna's, but deeper, warned her, "He is the braid breaker. He has come with iron and prayer. If he touches your hair, you will lose everything." She woke up sweating, heart pounding, her fingers instinctively gripping her braids. But it was already too late. Obinna had prepared a ritual. Using cowries, bitter kola, red earth, and a comb carved from Iroko wood, he traced a protective circle in the heart of the village. There, he waited. When Chimamanda approached, the wind shifted. She stepped into the circle without flinching, her gaze cold. "You think you can break what is woven into destiny?" Obinna's eyes burned with fury. "I will not lose another sister to this madness." He raised the Iroko comb, and the earth beneath them trembled. The sky darkened. Chimamanda's braids lifted, swirling like snakes. Voices howled through the air, memories of Adanna's stolen clients screaming to be heard. As Obinna moved forward, one braid lashed out, slicing his cheek open. But he didn't stop. He pressed the comb to Chimamanda's forehead. And she screamed, not a human scream, but the guttural wail of something ancient and angry. The sigil on her wrist burned bright, then shattered like glass. She collapsed. Silence fell over Adebuka. The wind died. And just like that, the shimmer in her braids was gone. But victory is never final. That night, Obinne tossed the comb into the river, thinking it was over. But somewhere deep in the forest, by the ruins of Crown of Beauty, a braid slithered across the earth, searching for its next host.